Hi everyone, welcome to the Yale Super Spiel. We're in the second draw of the night here on Friday night. All these teams out here playing their first game. Um, give you a quick rundown of who's out there right now as the game's just starting up. On Sheet A, which is the one game that looks like it's already underway, we have UPenn playing Hamilton. On Sheet B, which the first rock just being thrown now, Tufts is playing SUNY Poly 1. And on Sheet C, we have Harvard and SUNY Poly 2. They're just getting out here now. Skips are heading down to the far end to start the game. This spiel is using a 18-team format with 3 groups of 6. It won't be a round robin. I forget the exact name they use for the system, but I have a chess background. It's very similar to a Swiss system where all the teams know their draw times, but they don't know who they're going to be playing in the later games because as we go through instead of playing a full round robin, each team will play 3 games. But based on the standings heading into each draw they play in, Team 1 will play Team 2, Team 3 will play Team 4, Team 5 will play Team 6. So as it goes along, teams that are doing well will tend to play each other. And then after those first 3 games for all 18 teams, we'll have a event finals, and there may be event semifinals too. I have not looked at the entire bracket. But in any case, everyone's going to get a lot of curling this weekend, and should be some really competitive games out there. 13 different schools represented in this tournament, pretty much all from the Northeast, but a good spread from throughout the region. Our theme this weekend was Game of Thrones, so the teams actually were assigned some thematic names, and if we could give you a look in the war room, you'd see a lot of thematic decoration. We have dragons and house banners and posters and thrones and quite a scene, which is nice to see some atmosphere here at the Spiel. All right, so action's underway. I'll make sure to give some coverage of all 3 games, but we'll start with our featured game being the game here on sheet B, right on your center of your screen. As we said, that is the game between Tufts and SUNY Poly 1. For the first end or so, you're going to have to bear with me. I don't know all the curlers that well, although I believe that Tufts is throwing now, which would make Tufts the red rocks and SUNY Poly the yellow rocks. Yeah, that appears to be right on sheet B. So Tufts is playing red, SUNY Poly playing yellow. On sheet C, it's SUNY Poly also playing yellow on C against Harvard, who has red. Coincidental, but appropriate that Harvard ended up with the red rocks here on C. And over on A, it's Penn with the red rocks playing against Hamilton with the yellow rocks. So. All right, so let's catch up with the action here. Looks like yellow has the hammer here, so SUNY Poly 2 here on sheet, sorry, that's on sheet C. Sheet B also looks like yellow has the hammer, so. Yellow has the hammer sitting 2, drawing a third rock in here on our featured sheet. Give you a quick overhead view there. So, yep, yellow's sitting 3, all in 12 foot, 2 in the back of the house, but at least partially protected by those red rocks, so SUNY Poly filled out a informational sheet for us here, so as they're playing on sheet B, we'll tell you a little about our curlers. Their second throwing down, if they are throwing in order. Again, I apologize, I don't know them that well. This will be Luke Sanders throwing this rock. Luke's out of Rochester, New York, majoring in applied math. And for an interesting fact, he told us that he can play the sitar while skiing. So that sure is an interesting fact. Yale now sitting 3-all back there in the on the right-hand side of the sheet. Those red rocks, a little bit unfortunate without the hammer to have those corner ear rocks be corner guards. The same time, yellow most likely did not want a center guard there, as red can try to work their way out of this jam by burying something on the center line, get them a chance to steal the end. Of course, the danger here is you play to steal. Yellow's already sitting 3. Could quickly turn into a big end for SUNY Poly if things don't go their way, don't go Tufts' way here. Rocks coming in. They are sweeping it well. It should just get by that yellow guard and may actually get at least partially buried. Maybe just a corner buried. Certainly about edge to edge with the guard, which puts that guard in play. A nice stone there. But SUNY Poly's still going to play to remove it. And nice shot there to remove the rock and hang on in the corner, leaving yet another yellow counter on the left side of the house. Nothing in the center. Even the one guard that's there is very tight. If they ever did bury here, still not necessarily easy to really hide because it'll be a short run back for SUNY Poly. But they do get around, especially if they get a little bit deep into the house. We'll put some pressure back on the hammer team here. This is the second vice rock from, I believe, Polly Harrington of Tufts. She's from Seattle, Washington, majoring in engineering and psychology, I imagine. And she rose. That is her interesting fact. And that rock ends up through the house, and SUNY Poly skip Blake Hagberg is going to ask his vice, Jeremy Zong, to try to play a little split on this front yellow. If he makes this, the end's going to be shaping up very well for SUNY Poly, as there'll be nowhere for Tufts to hide, and a whole lot of rocks in the house. Looks like that one's sailing just a bit too hot, though, and does go out of the house, so another chance for Tufts to try to settle down a little bit in this end. Looks like Tufts is looking at the possibility of playing a freeze down to the clump of rocks down there in the right side of the house, which makes a lot of sense. They may also be playing, I'm not sure what they're looking at here, possibly a run to remove a couple of rocks and at least limit the damage, just based on that broom, but I'm also not sure how much curl they're seeing right now, so this could be the line for the draw. Freezing on either one of those yellows would be a good result for them and definitely take away a lot of the potential for the end. This is the first skip rock for Tufts' Tyler Page. Tyler from New York City, majoring in mechanical engineering. And after the shot, I'll tell you his interesting fact, because I think it's pretty interesting. Looks like this is coming up light. Supers are all over it, and in fact, it actually hogs, just never got there. Ice may be slow here in the first end. Here at Nutmeg, we often have a bit of an issue with slow ice for an end or two. It does usually pick up to be reasonably fast, but you will see some hogged rocks early. So Blake Hagberg in the hack now, ready to throw his first rock or first skip rock with the hammer for SUNY Poly. Blake's been curling for a while. I have done some coaching for the Yale team, and he's been at nationals the last couple of years, playing with SUNY Poly, and done quite well. He's from New Hartford, New York, and is majoring in business administration. Does make a little bit of a split there. Doesn't get the first yellow in the object rock into the house, but the shooter does roll in. And it's danger time here for Tufts as SUNY Poly sitting 5. So a good shot needs to be made here to avoid a very large end to start this game off. So as he's coming down, and you can see Tyler coming down, Tyler Page's interesting fact was that he's raced for Team USA in sailing. And we actually, both skips, it appears, have competed on Team USA in winter sports, or in sports, I should say, that are not curling, because Blake has competed on the USA Junior National Luge team before curling. So, right up. Okay, Tyler slipped coming out of the hack. He passed the tee line, but it looks like Spirit of Curling here. SUNY Poly is going to let him rethrow it. He did try to hold up before the tee line. He may have, I'm not sure if he clipped the hack maybe with his other foot, or otherwise he came out of the hack with absolutely no momentum. So gearing up again to throw his last rock at the end. Much better slide this time. And letting it go. Looks like they're playing a hit and roll here off this yellow on the left side of the house. The one in the top of the house. But this is sailing a bit wide. May make contact. It might outcount one. It looks like it's sitting 6th rock, which means yellow is counting 5. And Blake will have a draw for 6, although he can still play a split for 7. I didn't want to jinx it before. The one draw that went through the house, an 8-ender, was actually in play for quite a while on this end. But the one draw that, the first time they attempted to split, they actually were just a bit heavy and went through the house, which is the only yellow rock not in play so far.
I think that fifth rock, it is in front of the house.
Yes, it is. It's going to play a split. Yeah. So Blake Hagberg getting ready to throw his final rock at the end. And Blake wanted to say hi to Audrey Foote, so if Audrey's listening, Blake says hi. All right, last rock on the way. Sweepers are on it all the way. It looks like it has enough weight to be a draw. I guess the question is if they have the line It's actually close for weight too. Now they're just trying to get one into the house, and looks like he left it a little bit short. He did push it into the house, but that red is going to outcount it. Believe it's 5 yellow, so an early 5-0 lead for SUNY Poly there on sheet B. Yeah, and if they're not measuring those two on the left, then I would say definitely 5. Um, I mean, so tough first end for Tufts, but if you're going to give up a big end, the first end is the time to do it. Still plenty of time to recover. These are 8-end games. We'll cut back to the near houses so you can see the returning action. On sheet C, looks like SUNY Poly 2 took a point. Take a 1-0 lead, and it's also 1-0 on A, with Hamilton taking the first point of the game over Penn.
Hamilton and Penn.
Yes, it is. All right, on sheet B, Hamilton. It's SUNY Poly leading off after scoring 5 in the first, looking to throw one on the center line, but either tight or in, and that's a very tight guard, just a couple inches outside of the house. So that's going to be a very useful rock for their team. If Tufts wants to get back in the game, they're probably going to throw some guards, and that's what he's looking to do. Skip is calling for a corner guard to start off the action. Get some rocks in play, try to promote an opportunity for some scoring.
There is a big difference.
So the Tufts lead is Aaron Lytle, I want to say. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing anyone's name. He's from Hingham, Massachusetts. He's majoring in mechanical engineering at MIT. He's actually an MIT player. This is a bit of a mixed team. And his interesting fact is that he has an extra vertebrae in his back. Meanwhile, the SUNY Poly 1 lead is Daniel Coletta. He's from Colony, New York, majoring in network and computer security. And he can play the ukulele while ice skating, which makes me think that playing the sitar while skiing may have been a joke from Luke. One of those is probably not true. I just don't know which one. Could be both true. I don't know. Daniel wanted to say hi to Jen Das. So hi, Jen. Daniel just made an excellent draw there to get around the very tight guard he put up on the first rock. But Tufts going to ignore that for now and throw up a couple corner guards, or looking like he might actually change his mind going around his one corner. In either case, looking to promote scoring, not play defense after that first end.
Oh, I think Bowden is. Okay. Night, guys. Chilling. I can't look at you. See you in the morning, 11:25. Yes. Oh.
And they end up with a second corner guard, which is hardly a disaster. It's perfectly fine to double up on the guards there, given the score. Blake's going to ignore them for SUNY Poly, and it looks like he wants to put a second one in the house behind that tight center guard they threw up. So Luke Sanders getting ready to throw, second for SUNY Poly 1. Luke wanted to say hi to Zora. I can try to pronounce your last name, I'm not entirely sure. Zora Thomova. So hello, Zora.
Yeah, I guess that's as close as you can get without.
Another very nice shot here. May just get a bite, or instead just a very tight guard, which is fine. Tight enough that it's going to be extremely hard for their opponents to come around it with and do anything. Definitely guarding their very good shot rock there. That's on the, it's actually, if you can take a look at it, it's just on the back side of the button. And yeah, not a bad position to steal from, which may not have been plan A given that they were up 5, but it's certainly shaping up like an end they could easily end up stealing.
Draw coming in.
Yeah. Tufts actually trying to play a little bit of a run back here. It looked like it was a call, but it's down weight. Gonna just get by everything. If it was hit, it ended up being somewhere around board weight, and but a little bit outside and just never came back.
Oh, Ed, over on sheet A, I'm noticing Hamilton picked up one with hammer in the first end, and Penn is coming back with a vengeance here in the
Yeah,
second.
it looks like they're sitting 4 at the moment. Still a few rocks to throw for both teams in that end. Alf, if you give me your mic, I think you're down. You're a little low.
Would that be? Thank you, Ed. Crank it up a bit. Oh.
There you go. So Alf Winter in the booth with me.
Hello, Nutmeg Nation and college curlers across the country.
Yeah, gonna be a little tap up here for SUNY Poly. Sit 2 behind guards. Definitely in good position.
Where is SUNY Poly? Where is it located?
I'm not 100% sure, but I want to say it's in the capital area, like near.
Yeah, I see
Albany,
several
Schenectady.
people from Colony, which is in the capital area.
Sure. Yeah. So. Yeah.
How many times do you guys
Got a clean house here on sheet C, apparently. SUNY 2 and Harvard.
As we were saying, very conveniently, Harvard is playing the Red Rocks, so it's very easy to keep track of over here. Harvard does have the hammer, but yeah, nothing in the house as of yet.
Up till just now.
No, I think that's going to just push over the guard a little bit, but still plenty of scoring potential. A lot of guards in play there. Over on A, I don't think. I can take a quick look at the house. Nice shot there from Hamilton. I don't know that it actually well, there's a high guard too, so yeah, that rock is very well buried, most likely. I don't know if there's a hole you can slip through to get at it, but it's the counter, and for the moment anyway, it may be very well protected. That's on sheet A. Looks like Skip.
Cody Closer from
Closer
Philadelphia.
Is, going to see what he can do to get at that rock.
It would be funny if, like, you were short and he was tall.
Back on our featured sheet, looks like SUNY Poly was trying to get around again and ended up with a wick on one of the corner guards to roll to yet another center guard. Actually, a pretty good result because the way the rocks are staggered now, you're not going to be able to get with a single rock to that the counter on the button.
There's about 200 pounds of granite in
Yes.
disarray in front of that rock.
It's true.
Yeah.
We might have a tap here on C. No, it's breaking hard.
No,
Over on A, Cody does manage to slip by. He may have just rubbed the guard, but he slips by pretty well, and we'll come down to it at least. doesn't manage to remove the yellow rock, but red has one on top that if he can get to it again, might be able to do something with his last rock.
Yeah, this University of Pennsylvania team has some experienced players. I was talking to them before the match, and a couple of them were out in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, at the junior mixed doubles
Oh, sure.
championship. So these boys come to play. They're
Yeah, well,
men among boys, in fact.
We can say Cody Klauser is, well, we know he's playing in men's now. He just aged out of juniors because he was a pretty fixture the last few years, playing with the Clausens at junior nationals, and they played at men's nationals last year. He's playing, I want to say it's Dunham is the last name. He's playing a team with cousin of his. There's a nice run back.
Oh my! I hope
Clears one out of the house on sheet B. Take a quick look at that again.
A replay on that?
Oh, we got the replay.
And tick. Boom.
Pops that right out of the house. Yellow's still sitting one, I think, just one. But very nice run there.
Hamilton's.
But yeah, Cody headed back to men's nationals again this year with on Team Dunham. So good luck to him out there. I'll also be seeing him in a few weeks at mixed playdowns, GNCC Mixed Championship. He's
Yes, no doubt we will.
Playing in a team. He was just talking
Yellow's
about that.
bringing a nice little draw here on C. We have that on camera. Yes. Little open.
So still a real mess here on sheet B. We have we're down to skip rocks. Blake going down there to throw his first rock for.
Let's pull the overhead and see what we got here.
Yeah, sure. Take that overhead view for you guys.
Not quite a biter, maybe.
I don't think so. No, there's a pretty good amount of white there, enough that I don't even think the camera angle is affecting that. I think that's clearly out. But
they're calling for the draw, it would appear.
Yellow has the counter. I don't, unlike the other one where there were at least the runs. This one right now, there's probably no way to get to it. The good news for Red is they have the entire 8-foot to work with at the moment. So Blake's going to try to tighten up that scoring area here with a draw.
They're off it. Here it comes.
Weight looks pretty close as it comes in here.
Don't need to bite much of the house.
You may want to finish it just for line.
Yeah. Right to the
tee. That's actually not that bad. I mean, it's at least partially buried, which tells me it's going to be hard to hit and roll underneath the guards.
Yes.
They'll have to throw a nice soft weight to do that. Actually looks, as you look at the long view, it's not going to be simple to get to the inside of that. So even if it's somewhat exposed, I think they're going to definitely try. It's the shot to try, but it won't be easy given the. So we have a nice long run back here on A. That's.
Yeah, Cody's bringing the weight, and
he gets the yellow.
Oh my word! 1, 2, 3, maybe 6.
Looks like 5.
That one spun around but didn't come in.
And that was the hammer rock. Cody makes a.
He's got a smile on that
run back
one.
hit, smiling about it. That's a shot for 5. We'll definitely use the replay for that one. As you can see, that yellow rock almost looks like it's almost. Oh, did I not get the replay right? I might not have. All right, we'll get it for you in a minute. I didn't. Oh, I had it play. Okay, I made a mistake there. Let's try that again. Just play the last event, and it should. So here it comes, the replay on Cody's rock, I think. Oh, I don't know. Somehow it didn't.
No, this is the written back on the sheet.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Okay, well.
He could be like Prince. So like but he's not like in like.
Here comes the rock on. Here comes the hammer on, or the first skip rock on B. Trying that soft takeout we were talking about. Oh, they just kissed the guard. That's what they're there for.
All right. Sorry about that with the little instant replay malfunction, seems like. Too bad. That was a...
SUNY's still sitting 2
Oh,
on
I
your
know
feature
why.
sheet.
I'll be able to get it a bit later. Yeah, SUNY now sitting 2, but and has one more rock to throw. Blake's going to be throwing his first rock. I know why. I did not have it set for... I'll be able to get that replay, and I'll work on getting that replay set up.
Sheet C, the Harvard Cantabs are drawing for 3 here, and I think they might have just missed that sweep call.
It's close, but I do think, it's on the guard there, so Harvard will still take a 2 there and take a 1-point lead, 2-1 after 2.
Nice looking, nice weight on the shot. Getting used to the ice here in Bridgeport at the Wonderland of Ice.
I'm just setting up the, doing some advanced replay work here. We'll...
SUNY Skip is bringing his first rock in, already sitting 2. Sweepers are on it. Sweepers are off. Nice soft touch. Breezed by the guard with millimeters to spare.
Yeah, that's going to be difficult to deal with here. You might have a draw the other way to...
Oh, there is. Was that your replay?
Yeah.
Oh.
So we'll get that back.
You have a dead moment here.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're waiting for them to throw. Yes, now I'll show the...
This is the University of Pennsylvania Quaker skip shot by Cody Closer.
As we'll see that come up here on sheet A. As he ran those 2 yellows back into the yellow in the house. 2 split it out and sit 5, almost 6, but I think he'll be happy to take the 5 there. That's a heck of a shot.
It's a full-blown shot there.
Yeah, so what are we going to look at here for Tufts, the Tufts MIT team here? They're probably just looking to count down here, make sure
they can bring it down to 2.
Yeah, I'm not even sure coming this way. Maybe. I mean, I don't know if there's a way to play a soft hit to maybe remove 1 and stick around, or move 1 enough.
I'm afraid if he catches the red guard, he could bump that near
it's
biter
possible
in for a 4th point.
It's possible.
I think he should be very aware of that rock.
Yeah. He's
very narrow.
Well, let's see what happens here then on the...
Very narrow. Oh, this could shave the...
It could cut him down a bit. Oh, if that'll stick around.
Oh,
Did not catch any of the yellow there. And that's going to be 3 yellow, which after 2 ends is going to make the score. SUNY Poly up 8-0. And we'll switch back to the far houses as all 3 games now heading into the 3rd end. We'll make the it's 5-1 Penn on A, with Hamilton having the hammer down 5-1. SUNY Poly 1 has an 8-0 lead after 2 over the Tufts MIT team. And here on C, we have Harvard over SUNY Poly 2 by a 2-1 score. So given the scoreboard, why don't we move over to focusing a little bit on the C game, which is the tightest contest at the moment. We'll make sure we still keep giving updates on what's going on across the board. One thing to keep in mind in this format, there's a lot of potentials for ties in the pools because it's not a full round-robin format. So number of ends won is the tiebreaker. So you'll see these teams all playing hard to win these ends, even if the scores get a little bit lopsided early on. So,
yes, some of the first draw, there were teams that took 6 ends in their wins, and so these teams know that already.
That's also true, yeah.
They say, well, a tiebreaker means I'd better get 6 ends in.
Yeah.
Do we have 2 round robins going on here?
So it's actually, I was saying this at the top of the broadcast, and anyone who missed it, because I don't think we had many people tuned in at that point, we have 3 groups of 6 teams each, so it's an 18-team spiel.
Wow, very impressive.
Each group will play 3 games. I think they call it the Schenkel or something system. I know it from chess. It's similar to the similar but not the same as the Swiss system.
Yes, the Swiss system.
Essentially, the way they're doing it here is at the end, in the second and third games, the teams all know when they're playing, but who you're playing is not guaranteed.
Yes.
You could very well play. The teams that are ranked first and second will play each other next round. Third and fourth will play each other. Fifth and sixth. I believe the exception being any team that's already played, they make an adjustment for that. You won't play the same team twice in the sort of pool portion. And then at the end of those 3 games, the teams will be ranked first on number of wins within the pool, and then other tiebreakers, including number of ends won, will be taken into effect.
I think the University of Pennsylvania has established a strong.
Well, they do have a lot of rocks in the house right now on A. And then there's several events that they can play into from that point.
Good to
Sunday.
see. Harvard put up a rock that was partially hidden, and the reason it was partially hidden is it's gone now because they found it.
Yeah. So
SUNY 2.
Yeah, SUNY Poly 2 still sitting deep in the house. They do have the hammer. That rock's actually not so bad for them because, very least Harvard can't really use it. They can't freeze on it. They're not going to cut down the scoring area very much. So you probably won't see that, at least not until late in the end, if it becomes a useful shot. But I imagine they were trying to go around the guard here, and this one just came out wide. They
might get a biter out of it.
Yep.
They got to work it though.
It is slowing down out there in the weeds and does just end up as a corner guard. So, right now, the end is shaping up in a way that if SUNY Poly can bury one behind those 3 center guards, really whoever gets behind them first is going to have a pretty good hold on the end.
Well, Harvard has hammer, I see. So actually,
so Harvard does not have hammer. They just
Harvard
scored
does
their 2.
not have hammer.
They
of course.
scored 2 in the second. So they will be even ideal for them that the play has to go around the middle, but they do have to get there to make use of those center guards.
This rock might require some sweeping, but it will remain in the open.
Yeah, I think the weight's all there. I think it's a issue of
weight is totally there. Oh, look at that camera.
Issue of line, yeah.
We don't have the. I'm not seeing the famous cube zoom here.
All right, I'll cube zoom back out. All right, so that was open and behind the tee line, maybe not ideal. And it does give Harvard a chance to hit and roll, but not a bad shot because, I mean, with the hammer sitting 2 open is, and there's a pretty good split there, not an easy double by any means. All right, we'll cube zoom back out to the to the wide view. By popular demand, we have cube zoomed. All right. Jack, if you're listening again, because Jack Miller posted earlier that on the first draw that we had no sound. We know we did not have commentators for the first draw, so that was by design. That was a feature, not a bug.
Looking very nice here. I see a roll. This is going to be a beauty.
And rolls right behind the guard.
A fine shot by Harvard. Fight fiercely, Harvard.
Very nice.
Oh my, that changed the complexion. They are behind the tee line, however. There's a lot of 4-foot still available.
Yeah, you can probably get down to that. Hard to push it and bring your back yellow back into play right now with that much.
Yes, that may be wide.
Yeah, it looks like he came out a bit wide. Could they maybe keep it out there and get around this corner guard if they sweep? Now it looks like it's just on the red. Might get by it, but it's
very lightly, very light.
So it is.
In fact, they chose to let it
just over the hog.
They would have preferred a hog, I believe. On that.
Yeah, I mean it's probably not. It's probably not in the path to get to the button, so it's probably okay there. But it's not really. Doesn't really help. It doesn't really hurt out where it is.
No.
I mean, it's like.
Well, Harvard's going to try and put a center guard up. That actually may get in the path of that guard they're about to throw. So.
That's true. That yellow rock could prove to be a bit of a pain. And actually, if this is pretty heavy, they're sweeping. And it's all over the yellow. It should get to the inside of the yellow, meaning it won't actually push it into the house or anything. It's gonna
they're going to get
just a nice little wick over to a center line.
And a decent guard,
Yeah, that worked out well.
Oh, it's a nice guard, actually. SUNY can get to the 4-foot, but they can't get to that rock with that guard where it is.
Yeah, I would agree. It's you could probably get on top of it. You can come this way from the outside and get on top of it.
See, SUNY is coming in the other direction here.
Yes,
They're going
that's
to try the
yes, you
intern
have
side.
both turns were available before that guard went up. This is just going to be a little hot. It was very close to me, actually. Oof. Oh, just maybe 6 feet. The line was perfect because it ended up right on top of the red rocks. Good effort, just a little too much weight.
Who's playing SUNY on sheet B? They're putting up a little fight here.
It's a MIT Tufts combined team.
Yes, yeah. They've got one scoring on the wings of on the 12-foot.
Okay, good. And then and they have the hammer, so that one could turn into.
But here comes a draw, which looks like it might go into the grave, buried, in other words.
Oh, just caught a piece of the other yellow too to help get that a little more movement. I think you can still get to it, but here Harvard's going to try to protect that one and do so by throwing up a guard on the other handle here that was available, the other draw.
Here's our tournament director, Fabian S.
Fabian S. Schrey. Schrey? Is it? Well, it would be nice if we knew how to pronounce your name. Schrey. Okay.
Right.
Someone could have told me that 2 years ago, but I mean, not you even, anyone, but you know, that's the first I've heard that it's Schrey. Okay.
Like shit and cry. That's how I remember.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Commentary being recorded.
That's so long.
No, it wasn't.
but yes, that is technically how you remember.
If Fabian had a fun fact, Fabian probably does have a fun fact in here somewhere. He might not.
The Harvard skip Billy Lou
Has
is getting it over the hog line. It'll be a decent guard, but
I think it's just coming up short. So they're going to have a second chance at the same rock they threw
first.
The first one, yeah.
Yeah, first skip rock now.
Again, I mean, if she's a righty throw, she'll have that intern draw. And just has to get, really just has to get a piece of the button. I mean, I say just, it's not an easy shot, but she does have backing too. So if it gets near those center line guards, it could curl in the last 8 feet.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely
get right on top there. If you push it at all, that's great. If you stop top button, that's great. So definitely a makeable shot, but not an easy one.
Whoop. The delivery looks a little wide, in my estimate, but
I think so. They're still going to be looking to bring this in.
She's got the weight, though.
Yeah, weight's maybe down two out there. If you get out wide and where they haven't been playing yet, it's going to be a little lighter.
It's curling.
Line actually worked out nicely.
Yes, it is. Just coming up a little light.
And unfortunately, leaving her own guard for the shot rock. Not what she wanted to do there, but.
Well, if Harvard is bold as Harvard can be, they might go after that biter in the back.
Well, they could, or they could just ignore it and draw in a second counter.
Excellent plan, of course.
Yeah.
They only have to catch a little of the full 12 biting the 8 possibly, and that would serve as a played guard for their shooter.
Yeah, I mean,
their shot rock.
You could try to get at that shot rock. I mean, it's hard to say from back here. I feel like it's sticking out a couple inches. You could throw a bullet down through the hole and maybe on the center line side of it, and maybe get to it. But I mean, the real point being that you don't really. You don't necessarily have to guard it again. But if this gets in the house, that would be nice. You don't want to move your guard that's there now.
No.
You want to be careful and make sure you give yourself room for error.
Yes.
And draw around it.
And if perchance they throw it a little heavy, it's all right to drag it well behind the shot rock, just so it's well beyond it.
As long as it's by it, and you don't leave any sort of double. If it's the rock by it where it can't be used to score.
That is a wide broom. They are sitting on the outside edge of the 12-foot. Billy Lou, the skip. Bill, Lou. Nice delivery. I don't think we're getting by the outside guard here.
It's gonna be close. If the weight's there, you're right. If it gets by, it's probably late, as it is gonna get
Oh,
by.
it did get by.
But I think that means it's a little late because for it to have curled that much that early, yeah, not a bad rock. It does. If there's any way to draw around that guard, because it may have been possible to draw around the red guard and get to the button that way. You couldn't get to the red rock, but you might be able to get to the button. Now it's probably this run for two, not an easy shot, but maybe they're looking at drawing. I don't know.
Broom's in a little tighter than it was for the first draw, so I think you're
some
very
kind of a tap. Yeah,
perceptive on that tap possibility.
That makes sense, right?
Ed, not much gets by the ice that you don't catch. I must say that.
So let's go back to the wide view just so you can
They
see
do
what's
have
going on here.
there's actually a yellow rock you can't see that will impede the progress of this tap.
Yeah, now you can see it. We've moved it, and it's you can see those rocks out there. Should be able to get by.
There's sliders coming across the ice here.
A renegade slider that could have caused a rethrow, but it got out of the way fast enough to avoid
now it
that.
breaks. Coming heavy, I'd say.
Just looks a bit heavy. It's going to be back down on the other one.
Steal of one for
Maybe
Harvard.
an inch or two better, but that's not good enough to beat the rock that's on the touching the button. Yep, 1 for Harvard. Makes it 3-1 Harvard after 3 ends. SUNY Poly will retain the hammer though, and look to get back at it in the 4th end.
Let's see what else we got going on here as the 3rd end winds down.
Yeah, well, we can look at the last 2 rocks here on sheet B, where Blake Hagberg is looking, I think, to guard here.
I think it was Blake who was talking about being at the out in Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
For the mixed doubles.
Yeah.
Nationals,
Yes.
Yeah. I'd have to look at it. It was a big field. There were a lot of teams out there, so definitely could have been. Looks like we had a little bit of an injury on A.
Uh-oh.
On the far end there. Someone getting helped off a little gingerly. Looks like they might be okay, but they took a... Oh.
Stretching his knee out a bit.
Yeah, Blake does throw a good guard there. Got to make it a little... Tricky to get to those yellow rocks. Red's going to have a tough shot here on B to score.
Yeah.
Not impossible. It's going to be some kind of a run or a tap. Probably a tap more than... Unless you made the run and got a little roll. If we look at that far B house, it would be tough to score. You can't actually dead hit either of the yellows and count. So you'd have to hit and roll or just get to the 4-foot. They may draw on the outside. That looks like the line they're taking.
I'm sorry, did you say it was tough to score?
Boo.
Boo.
All right, it's a draw for 1 on sheet B for Tufts / MIT.
Kelsey's shadowing that hardcore. She gets the money, she makes the calls. She's grinning, isn't she?
Rocks away.
Right?
Sweepers are mostly off it, although it looks like it's starting to slow down. I think maybe they're more concerned about line, which they're going to need, but...
I might catch some house here.
Coming in.
They're coming hard now. They're sweeping hard. Look at it go. It's going to reach the 8-foot maybe.
It will. The weight was great. The line just never came back, so it's still sitting 3rd, and yellow steals another 2 there.
Well, with that, we'll bring it back to the clubhouse end.
Yeah. To
the home end.
Yes. And,
Harvard is coming off the center line, it would appear here.
Yeah, without hammer, they've ended up getting some rocks here on the corner, which probably not their original plan to start the end, but
it is what it is.
It is what it is. It's where they are now, and let's see if SUNY Poly can take advantage of that. They can come in there. Yeah, you come in front of
Yeah?
that red rock is what she's looking at, and that's a shot that makes a lot of sense to call. I actually should do something that I think I forgot to do. Yep, we want to unmirror that house because we had it mirrored while we had the 6 view up. So we just flipped the script on you guys. The the game we're talking about is on the left-hand side of the screen now.
Well, it's a nice feature when you're showing the double view that
Yeah,
the
so
houses
if you watched
align.
the last draw, we knew it was going to be on the sort of the low maintenance version where you could see all 6 houses, and we flipped so they would match up.
And you would see Ed throwing right-handed if he were
That's
delivering.
true. You see a lot of lefties out there in the last game. If
Just a little too much weight on this. She had the right line, and
oh yeah,
she brought it hard. She brought it hard.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't take a look at the line. If she was probably looking just to tap it back a little bit rather than really play a hard take out there.
I believe you're right on that.
Yeah.
Penn is again filling up the house here in the fourth end over on sheet A.
Yeah, Penn always a very solid team. They were the national champions 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely always a contender and one of the best teams in the Northeast. As far as last year's nationals, the 2 semifinal losers are both in this tournament. At least, not necessarily in their same form, but we have the SUNY Poly and Yale were the 2 teams that lost to the finalists last year in the semifinal round.
I heard some comment on the ice at the first end from my friends from RPI who said it started off very slow and then really picked up speed. We might be seeing some of that here because I think that would have been guard weight they were looking for. But look at the curl that came in on that rock on C.
Oh, yeah. So a couple things to keep in mind. I did say it earlier, again, at the top of the broadcast, Nutmeg, we do sometimes start with slow ice that picks up as you play the game. Yeah, on B, just slipping by the yard to bury. 2 things was one that in the first end we saw on a couple sheets a bunch of hogs, and I said that's not necessarily surprising here because the ice often does start out pretty slow and then picks up, relatively quickly. It just does take an end or 2 to do so. The other thing is we did flip our rocks just a week and a half ago, and which has picked up a little bit more curl. And
I'd say a lot more curl.
I was being nice, but yes, a lot more curl on the rocks. And nice throw there by
SUNY
Poly.
Who's that through that? Their second?
That is their second, which would be. Do we have our guide sheet? I want to go by the. So I'm not sure.
True. That's
how the positions go, but on SUNY Poly 2. Oh, it's just
front house fray.
Yeah. Well, who's the skip on that team? It's
Bill. That's Bill Liu for Harvard.
It looks like the skips are listed first. So the second would be Isabel Romero on SUNY 2. A very nice shot. Now, one thing to keep in mind, and I'll wait till the shot's over. I only thought of this because in last night's league play we had a bit of discussion about being patient and not worrying so much about who counts right away. That's a great shot, even though Yellow's not counting yet.
No.
The fact that Yellow's second is with the hammer is fine because they have plenty of time left in this end to get rid of that red rock. And having one that's sort of at least partially buried is worth a lot here with the hammer.
That is partly buried.
And now they are going after the shot rock to sit.
Yes, they are.
Now so now they're taking their opportunity to.
They are sweeping fiercely.
And again, for anyone I confused by mirroring the image, you're looking at the game on the left of your screen now. May pick off the top one. Not a bad result.
No, not a bad result.
Opens up the shot rock again. So the reason this isn't so bad for Yellow with the hammer is that Red is probably committed to guarding that red rock at least for a while. Anything else is... they have to make good shots to keep their counter. And if a threat of 2 is always going to be there as long as that yellow rock's there, buried behind that corner. Or at least partially behind the corner.
And it would be counterproductive for Harvard with the red rocks to go after that yellow rock out on the wings.
You could, but right now with only a 2-point lead, you're not going to play super defensively. They're happy to try to steal. Oh, this
They
one
better.
actually coming up
Oh, and
short. Are they gonna get it over the hog line? No, it's gonna
no,
come up just
and
short.
and that's where the patience comes in now.
Now they have their very good opportunity to go after this. In fact, if they can get the roll towards the guard on the edge of the sheet, they might set up kind of a Christmas tree where it's very hard to eliminate both of them, and will give them an excellent chance to score 2 or more in the end.
Excellent choice. Could be more than 2, yeah. This would be the vice, which appears to be Aaron Bailey. I hope so, because I know his parents are interested in seeing him.
Yeah, this looks.
This may not be what he wanted, however.
No, got a little wide. Now, if it'll hit it thin enough to roll in, it won't be. Oh, that's actually.
No, that's
an
guarded.
unfortunate miss.
This is where Harvard might think of splitting the house themselves, or
yeah, they could
compounding
split. They could just
the guard.
Hit the yellow. They could guard again. They can split the sit too. A lot of options here that all make sense. Basically, something that
make the shot. Make the shot is the first
thing. They're throwing
thing.
something up on the center line, which does is usually never wrong with the hammer without the hammer to put something on the center line. So it can't be.
We got an interesting development on B. We have 2 rocks paired up behind on the back 4.
Yeah.
With a sea of yellow guards.
Yeah, if red could manage to just tick that yellow back, they'd actually have something going here in the end.
Oh, a draw with just a slight bit weight.
Yeah.
Moral victory.
What they're looking at. All right, so Harvard going to sit. They will end up sitting 2 here because this has a little bit of weight to it. And
yeah.
I actually don't think that leaves technically it leaves a double, but it's either very thin, or if you try to play it the other way, you may jam on your own yellow. So not bad placement of that yellow red rock. It certainly makes any doubles difficult.
Yes.
Without losing the shooter and possibly the other yellow at the same time.
Oh, you could easily lose the shooter and jam the
You
both.
Could, yeah.
The double could be on your own rocks.
Right. You could end up losing nothing if you don't throw with enough weight, or you dead jam both. They may go for it. I don't. Yeah, that's not bad. Hitting that one first. Hitting a downweight hit that. Yeah, I think whichever one you want to hit, I would play to hit one rather than try to get both, because that's a very, very dangerous double to try to play.
He's holding the intern.
Yeah,
going for the center one.
Yep.
Plenty of weight.
Work a little, but it should be fine because I think he's certainly off the yellow guard, so he's going to hit.
Oh yeah.
Here.
I think he may lose the shooter here.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to go over the top of the second red, and just eliminates that red rock. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Harvard going to play in the center again. The only risk of doing this is that eventually you may leave something where there is a double. So being higher is definitely better than being deep.
Mm-hmm. If they were to come around defensively and take out that yellow rock on the back 8, would that leave them in a position for a double?
I don't think so, just because the red that's in the house now, if we look at the overhead real quick, the red that's in the house, while it's slightly open, I don't know that. I mean, if it ever left a double, it would be a double where yellow rolls out, and it would be a difficult one. And the nice thing with where your red is that any yellow attempt to remove it, probably the yellow spills back open, so you can hit back. So I wouldn't mind. Certainly, it's a defensive way to play. I wouldn't mind hitting the yellow rock, and just because you're up 2 points and you're probably forcing. This late in the end, it'll be tough for yellow to generate a 2. But playing the steal is fine. There's 5 ends left, and you do only have a 2-point lead. So
this is going to be right on the center line. Let's see how deep it comes.
This one, similar weight to the last one, I think.
Yes,
might be
very
just
much.
A foot or so shorter, which they'll actually probably like to let this come up a little bit higher as a guard. That's not bad at all.
There's a chance for a double there to run the yellow. No, the jam is still there, but
I think if you're going to make the double, you want to hit the. Looking at our screen, looking at it from the far angle, you want to hit the center line side of the first red. Go across the face of the second red, so that second red goes straight back, and then
straight back. Wow, yeah.
Top red goes over the top of the yellow.
Well, that's.
I mean, it's a very makeable shot, but it's not that useful because your yellow's not going to end up in the house. And,
I think yellow's going to try
yeah.
the old skip deuce by
skip
draw.
deuce, absolutely. Draw behind the one that just threw, and
Yeah.
see if you can't sit once and sit twice and get your 2 points.
They're not throwing it to the ball.
Always feels good to make your deuce that way after you've made it. If you're the skip, before you have to make it, it's not. You're not always so happy. To see
This
it.
may not be
Are we a bit narrow?
narrow, and if it's not narrow, it's going to be heavy. Oh dear. Yes, this is badly narrow. This could be trouble.
Well, they are slowing. The rock is slowing down. I don't know if it'll push this into being second shot. Oh, it's going to get by it enough to. It may push the red just on the rings, but that's not too bad, except for the fact that they're still looking at protecting. Here's a point where I think hitting can actually be a kind of an aggressive play at the same time. It is also defensive, but you can hit sit 3 and challenge them to make a shot.
That's true. That would force you. That would leave you sitting 3 with the biter now.
Yeah.
Harvard's
this isn't
not
bad either because you're taking away the second draw. You're making it very hard for them to score at all. If you were to play the hit, it's
even the draw.
you leave them an open draw for 1. So with the lead, this I don't know. Yeah, with the lead, you probably play. I think the hit on the unless you're worried about giving up 2, which I just don't see. I mean, there are shots for 2. I probably would hit here if I was you, but I think both shots are very reasonable. This is certainly not a bad decision to guard the draw. Alf taking off his hat for a moment for comfort. Our headphones are big, and did you have the headphones over your hat?
Headphones were over my hat, causing cranial discomfort. Bill Lew's shot is underway with the broom outside the 12-foot.
Wow, so they're expecting a lot of curl on this.
And it's coming up light, I would say. They're not sweeping yet, though.
No,
this is not guarding anything. It's coming in very nicely, very nicely. It's curling.
Yeah, at this point, they may want to make it just a barely out count if they can.
And it is.
And
Yes, it is. That's well placed.
Very nice placement.
There's not much of a,
speaking, there's a shot for 2, but you'd have to make a perfect double, and I don't think they're going to try that.
There's not much room for a draw either.
I think there's enough. I mean, you have probably a good 1.5 to 2 foot window. If you're close on the line, you can get through that hole without. The issue is more the getting the weight right because you only have 2 feet or 4 feet to draw to. You got to hit part of the 4 foot. And certainly that red rock's in a place where you could hit the red. I mean, it's a factor. Like your draw does have to be good. It makes it not an automatic. This might be a little on the tight side, though.
Yes, it
is. They have
is.
to go for line.
This could be trouble for yellow once again.
You do not want to tap this in. Oh, probably too late to go now. It's probably just let it go and hope you don't have the weight to tap it in for 3, but I think it does.
Bill Lew is on it, sweeping, and close.
I'm going to say it's yellow's still 3rd.
I would too.
I think it's.
I would too.
Yeah.
But it's a steal of 2 for Harvard.
Yeah, they didn't even measure or take a second look. It was just 2 for Harvard there.
Harvard showing some mettle here, stealing away.
Yeah, Harvard opening up now a 4-point lead at halfway through the game. But SUNY Poly still with the hammer, so one good end here. Taking a 2 or 3 will put them right back in the middle of things.
Newsflash on sheet B, Tufts is threatening to take a point.
Oh, good. And of course, as we
possibly 2.
Talk about our tiebreaker system, that's
unfortunately he
meaningful
left it.
for them.
He put his first rock, the skip's first rock didn't quite reach the hot
look at that
line.
near B house. This is the Tufts SUNY Poly 1 game.
And that would be sitting 2.
Yeah, and we'll take a look at
they have the broom set for a takeout and possible. Well, we'll see. That is a one tight broom.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, I know. Well, anyway, and
Anyways, so you guys can yell about this like in person. So
I know.
They're sweeping. They're off.
Sent that, and so I was like,
Trying to throw a double here. I think he's going to get the top one, but roll out. Yeah, and
No,
actually,
I think
that's actually
that could be 3
problematic.
yellow
Red,
with a
red
draw.
is sitting 3 right now.
With a draw
And
for
we'll have
4.
a draw for 4.
Very nice email.
back and forth.
Um,
Yeah, Fabian sent him basically.
we'll stay with that just to see if
all three questions.
Nice.
And
Which was like, not make moves to make some.
No, you
we
didn't
will
say
see if they can make the draw for 4. That'll be
But anyways,
Well, the one thing they have to
Tyler
be
Page trying to draw the 8-foot to sit
He-
4.
he
Now
has-
they are far behind me. This is if you're going to try to get back in the game when you're down 10, taking 4 is a good way to start, and they will still have several ends left.
He does have to take into consideration those backers. If he taps one of them the slightest bit, he will lose that.
Yeah, you
shot,
want to make it a
too.
clean draw. You don't really want to play into the backing unless you're playing into the middle one, which you can't really do because it's. Well, you could actually.
You could.
It's,
It's time to put on your skip shoes and drop the draw on the button.
draw, yeah. The way he's drawing on this side, I just think it's the side he's more comfortable with. They're not playing into the backing at all.
No. No.
have you told him that you're an alcoholic? Really?
And Tyler is preparing his delivery.
It's just a matter of the weight now. It's out there, so it should be off the guards. Looks like it's got plenty of weight. Well, hard to say.
I
It's
think
actually
they might
way
want to
out.
work it. It's way out. He came very close to the sideline.
Yeah, which is going to be completely green ice, which is why that's going to die real quick and not quite get there. But still, a score of
3.
3 for the Tufts MIT team. Yeah, let's catch up the games that are in the 4th end, or the 5th end, I should say. In our featured game, Harvard right now sitting 1, wide open. There is a corner guard out there.
Lead shot is away. That would be Rochelle Macaron.
Looks like this sailed just a bit wide.
A lot of weight.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you told me.
Which room? The thing is, we can't do the same room. We're gonna have to do 2 different rooms.
Harvard under their second rock. Looks like he's calling for a corner.
No, I
might have gotten
no, in the end.
3, 4.
It was 3.
He tapped behind the corner guard, and yet it would coming in. It looks like it's going to be a tap up of the rock right on the center line. And perhaps a little split.
I've stopped.
Ooh.
When he comes down to our end of the ice, I go to do that.
So Harvard's sitting 2 now. Not at the moment in a position that looks like it's sort of conducive to stealing, but it is conducive to maybe a force, or at least avoiding giving up any kind of big end with those. Excuse me, with those 2 red rocks very well split. There is a rock behind the tee line, and looks like SUNY is going to try to use that right now. Ashley Paw calling for a freeze down there on the red rock in the back 8.
Nice line right on the broom.
Yeah, good deliveries on this sheet.
Good delivery. Good delivery. Down the center, it should have plenty of pace to it. Sweepers are watching it diligently.
Yeah, Supers are off this the whole way. It is starting to move. Might be able to get there, even though it's a touch hot.
Oh, it's right on the nose. Moved it back about 3 feet.
Yeah, pushed it just out, but stayed in the play. That's just about perfect, because that is in play. They were going to touch it, but thought better of it, because it's can't see it behind our Skip, who's in the house right now. But yes, that rock does appear to be.
Skip's calling for a takeout.
Yeah.
Looking good right now.
I bet he has his desktop background set.
Let's see if it breaks right as it comes in. Yeah, they're gonna jam now.
Might get over the top of the jam enough.
And
Yeah,
it did.
enough to
Yep.
avoid the
My,
dead
but
jam.
look how they ended up after that shot. The roll went right behind guard.
Yeah.
Deep
Again,
in the house, but
they don't have hammer, so those ones on this side may not end up. But it does put a little pressure on.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for helping out. Appreciate it.
It does put a little pressure on Tufts to make a.
there's nowhere to hide other than there.
Yeah, they can. I mean, they can eventually use that backing. If there was some way, I think the ice curls a little too much, and it's hard to throw that wide. You could come the other way would be ideal, but this could be there. Just got to get by that top one in the top 12. And
I'd say it's light, but we'll see. Just came up about a yard short of the house.
Yeah, I actually don't mind that rock for Tufts though, because they're looking to score points here.
Yes, they are.
And they're gonna have to outcount those two reds, and probably better to throw a guard you can use than hit those reds. And it was gonna be very difficult to get anywhere in there guarded behind those red rocks, or in between those red rocks in this case.
Harvard's Vice is putting his first rock in play, a little outturn, which may end up as a corner guard on the other side.
I think it's going to make the house just barely. Yep,
Yes,
just
it has.
just about full 12. This side. So
Make use of that guard now.
visually very nice for Harvard right now. It's not bad, but all these rocks are in the 12-foot. Leaves the hammer team, Tufts in this case, with still plenty of opportunities to set up an end, and they've still got 3 rocks, or 4 rocks.
Yeah, 4 rocks. Yeah, that'd be SUNY, right? This is the SUNY 2.
Poly.
So they'd love to get this draw buried behind their yellow guard. And they are on it.
They're really going. The line looks good. It's a matter of whether they can get the weight there. I think they're going to get this to count. It's close, though.
Come on, team.
Gotta
All
go.
sweepers on board, and it's coming
and
up.
It just dies, and about 2 feet short of the house.
Yeah.
Another good effort, just not quite getting there. Had the right idea, and I think the line, if the rock.
Oh, the line was spot on line. This one's a gentle effort. I think he may be guarding the tap back here. Looks like a 1-2 guard weight. Oh. That's a nice high guard. Mid-high guard.
Oh, definitely.
Just climb down and, oh, look at that. Shoulder both of them. There's no taps left on those rocks.
And we drove together, so. You were saying.
Okay, so again, still opportunities for SUNY Poly. They just have to make one to really start setting up the end. If they can bury one behind these, even these center guards, they'll be in pretty good shape. This one's a little bit wider.
Light.
Do you think it's light again?
I think it's light. They're all over it now.
They're going to try to get it around this red in the corner, which is also a good result if it'll get there. It's close. Once again, it just might be a couple feet light. And again, the story again, this one's just maybe a foot light of being, less than a foot light of being in the house. A lot of opportunities here, and not, objectively the rocks being thrown, not terrible, just not getting where they need to get. So the results look bad. The actual throws are not that far off.
But the elephant in the room is that red has 3 rocks scoring right now.
Yes.
And it's getting larger and larger.
The later the end goes, the more relevant those become, even though they're not, like we said, they don't have the hammer and they're not close to the button, so they're not, early in the end they're not dangerous, but eventually you have to outcount them or else, they do count at some point, so.
Now there is a good-sized port for red to either block or come in.
There are some tabs.
I suspect they'll block it.
I imagine that's the case, so Harvard will start to try to lock down the house here and make it difficult for SUNY Poly to find a place to score.
There is a
we got
tap.
a measure on
A.
I didn't see the situation, so I don't know if it's for an extra point or if it's for first point. The games on A and B, both, as we said, they're playing them out. They're both teams still trying to win every end because our tiebreaker in the standings is ends 1, I believe, and but the scores are a little bit lopsided on A and B. After 4, it was 9-1 for Penn over Hamilton on A, and SUNY Poly 1 had just a 10-3 lead over the Tufts MIT combined team.
This rock's coming in very nicely, very nicely.
Yeah, this looks like it'll be a very nice guard. definitely going to take away that port.
Might even have a bite out of it.
Yeah. They don't
No,
need
no,
to.
they're happy. They're
Not
happy not
critical
to.
to bite. Yeah, that's a.
Not important.
There's effectively no draw there. There may actually be no way through there with a draw now. There's other ways to get in, but it looks like they're going to try coming on the left side of the sheet, where, given the amount of curl, it probably is a way in. It's a tough draw.
There's a tap possibility, and there's
Also
the hit
a
and
tap.
roll. There's a hit and roll.
There's a hit and roll. There's a tap. There, I think, if you had the weight right, there is a draw, but it's, yeah, I don't think it's as bad as you think because of the way the rocks curl now. If you have the right
True.
rock, they curl late. You'd have to get close to your yellow guard, though, which is it's a hard shot because you don't have much room for error on the line.
So you're talking about coming across the top of that red rock.
Yeah, you'd get by it
Draw
if you
right in
threw-
there.
If you threw top four weight, I think if you got close
Well,
to
they
your
better
yellow
sweep
guard,
now, or this will overcurl.
Yeah, now they can play the tap.
They are definitely going to think about the tap here.
They may have to sweep for the tap also, though.
Yes, because it's going to really move now.
There's another tap, though. There's also the red-yellow
There's-
tap, which is what they'll end up playing.
And they executed
Stop.
very well, and
Doesn't stop, and in fact, I'm not even sure it's third rock. It might
no,
still
it's
be
not third
three
rock.
red.
Yeah, still 3 red.
Just a little too much weight on that one.
Had to sweep it too.
And they did, yeah, of course.
Had to sweep it for the line.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure it's this weekend. What weekend is National? Is it the 23rd of March?
No, it's
Harvard has the luxury of their skip's last rock to be which guard do I throw? Not just that he can throw a guard, but which
Right.
one. That is a luxury that few skips have.
Right. Yeah, a position that's easy to, or at least feels pretty comfortable as a skip, because you know if you threw nothing, you're not really in any significant trouble. Yellow can't get more than one here. But you'd still like to make a good rock and
Oh yeah.
make it as hard as possible on your team.
Yeah. Gonna run on the 13th? Yeah.
Let's go back to the.
He's covering the right side, but there's
Right,
really
yeah.
very little access into the house. I'm surprised that that's their priority here.
It's like Hamilton took 2 in the 5th, making it a 9-3 over
Oh.
on sheet A.
And these are crucial now. Taking 2 ends
Oh yeah, could be.
locks
could
you
be
up in
critical
a time.
later
Yeah.
You never know. Could be the way your group plays out could matter.
Oh gosh, don't tip the yellow in.
Well, I think even if they tipped the yellow, and it wouldn't have been a big deal because it would have just jammed on the red. But
Oh, there was a red there. Yeah.
yeah, hitting and rolling there, hitting and rolling out. I don't think it changed anything.
changed
'Cause I think
nothing.
that yellow was the 4th rock anyway, but
No.
also didn't hurt anything. So.
This surprisingly.
If there was any question over who was 3rd, though, of course, that could have been an issue. And yet red is certainly 3 now. They have the only 3 rocks in the house.
What's something here is we're noticing the other games are substantial blowouts in score, yet this game Harvard is holding a lead over the others because they've only given up the 1 point,
That's
the one
true.
end.
In the terms of tiebreakers,
Harvard is in a better position.
They're doing well. They just don't have as firm a lock on the final result as the other 2 leaders, probably.
No.
Which is still, of course, the most important thing in terms of standings. Got to win the games first, and then worry about tiebreakers second.
Ashley Paul with her hammer underway.
This has a shot at if you can get to the inside.
Oh,
of that red.
they've given up on it.
No, they shouldn't have, but maybe it just was light the whole way. Yeah, that's not even going to get down to the guards. Just didn't have the weight there.
Oh
Now,
boy, Harvard steals.
now
1,
Harvard opens
2.
up a big lead. That could give Harvard a pretty comfortable cushion. They're going to be up 8-1 now with 3 ends to play.
I do feel like if I email people,
Let's look at B. We have
Yeah,
a
and there's-
takeout. We got a takeout coming here with Tufts MIT mounting as maybe a comeback.
the Nate's.
Yes, we'll remove the yellow rock and probably stick around. Yep, sure. If we look at the far B camera here. So red's sitting 3, and we still got, that was the first skips rock, so we've got a while to go here.
A lot of space on that sheet. Yeah.
And SUNY does have the hammer. The only thing is that they probably will have to make a shot at the end. There's a good chance they'll be facing 3 on their last shot. even with their big lead, you don't want to give up a steal of 3.
You just
here,
don't
for
want to
sure.
give up. Yeah.
You don't want to give up ends for other reasons, but in terms of the game score, you're comfortably ahead. You really don't want to give up a turn a 10-point lead to a 7 to a 4-point lead in 2 ends. And that'll at least make it a reasonably
Hagberg with
competitive
his
game.
first skip rock. Got a little weight on it.
Sweepers are on it all the way, though.
All the way.
They're looking to hit some. They may hit the top 2 if they let it go now. I think they had to stay on it actually for the double even. Because it overcurled.
Oh, and there's no double
just
here.
a bit, and it's not. Is it not even a single? Everything stuck around. Wow, he was light and left all 3 reds. So, I think it looks like the Tufts MIT team is looking to bury one behind that yellow rock if they can, and
make it interesting.
Yeah, make Blake made a cold draw to count.
Well, it might bury one. They might want to just drop it on the top 12, and they got the broom definitely out wide. I don't think they're looking to go behind the yellow guard with that broom. And Hamilton mounting a small comeback here on sheet A. Put up a high
they played
guard.
it looked like they played a good 5th end. They took 2 with the hammer, which of course is always your main goal with the hammer, especially when you're behind. Still a good amount. They're down 6 with 3 to play, but
it's all about the ends at this stage too.
Of course, and they have to have that in the back of their mind. Right, last rock from the Tufts team, Tyler Page. Looks like this is getting out a little wide, but just bringing it in to sit 4th would be. If
Penn
they
just
sit 4, that's fine.
Penn just changed the whole end with that rock.
Yeah. Off camera for us, unfortunately. But all right, so let's look at this house. There's danger here. I mean, if Blake has to make a shot, or else suddenly with 3 ends to play, it's a 3-point game, and that's in the danger zone.
Oh, and the hammer's in play. So where did the skips?
The one in the top 12 right there is where his rock ended up, which does take away any sort of using backing at least.
Yeah, he's got true. He has to do a cold draw to the 8th.
He could also hit and sit. It doesn't really bother him if he sits 2nd. He doesn't have to roll to count. If he sits 2nd, he'd be happy.
Sure.
Doesn't want to give up a big end.
I think he's
playing a draw.
I think he's a draw kind of skip.
Yeah. I mean, I probably maybe the only thing that would make me consider hitting here is having such a big lead. But there's the draw here is the sort of in a close game, the draw would absolutely be the only call. So, and it's never wrong. I think if you have confidence in your draw weight, all he has to do is hit it fully.
Confidence.
Yeah. Well, yeah, with a big lead, it's going to come down to what you feel more confident about. If you feel like you can hit and roll and give up no more than 1, you'd probably throw that. If you feel good about your draw weight, then that's the easiest way to count. So.
And that's where everything goes. And then I was tempted to do something like sort of like a crazy night draw.
That's
Like that either.
rock's underway.
And then people are like, oh, but we have to like have something
That doesn't look light.
do something like going into like.
No, it may end up being a tap on his yellow, but if it's heavy, it's. Oh, I think he's going to play it into the. Oh, wow. This is not going to outcount anything.
Oh, my.
That is going to be. It looks to me like that's 4 red. Just going to make the score 10-7. Now we do have a game on. They're looking at it, but I don't actually think. I think it's 4 red. Certainly at least 3 in that 4th
Look
one.
at that.
Could be. I mean, if they want to.
Look at that.
So
girl.
now they're using their brooms to measure. You shouldn't do that. folks at
No,
home.
no.
At the point you're doing this, you grab the measuring device and you measure. But it looks like they're in agreement, and I think it is 4. Do you just want to mute it?
Just turn it.
Oh, okay. You can turn it off. There is actually a way to mute them.
Oh, I'll have to learn.
I'll show you real quick as we're in between ends.
All right.
Just on that same thing, if you just click the volume.
I see.
Yeah.
And that turns. Well, there we go.
Yep. Turns it off or on. Little instruction. Yeah, a little inside baseball here on how our mics work. Okay, let's get back to the near houses. I'm good. Thanks. So Michael Cohen's sitting back here, enjoying himself, watching some curling, relaxing. Michael Cohen, one of the Yale organizers of this spiel. So enjoying a short rest.
Be
Yeah.
here tomorrow morning at 6:30.
Yep. Given that it's rapidly tightening up, we'll stay with the game on B as our feature game the rest of the way, I think. Again, barring any major changes on the other sheets. So it's going to be the Tufts MIT team leading off again. Now down only 10-7 with 3 ends to play. I know there's a time limit here, and even though you won't be able to hear him, I'll ask Cohen. Is it like with 29 minutes left, they play that end and one more?
That is correct.
So my guess is they're only playing 7 on B, unless they finish this end in under 6 minutes. So that makes a comeback a little more difficult because they'll have to take a multiple steal again. But they did just take 4 in the 5th, so certainly anything's possible here. Their first rock goes into the house. They may have wanted a guard to get a free guard they could use to draw behind and set up a steal. But yeah, so Blake Hagberg having his lead, throw a hit here since he has that option and he has the lead, and hit is made successfully and rolls into the corner. That's an excellent result there. So SUNY Poly keeps the center of the ice open, removes the rock that was counting, and going to make it a little tougher for MIT Tufts to build up a big end here. Thank you to our 8 viewers watching. Looks like we've been as high as 10 at some points. Not bad for a Friday night game.
Not bad for a Friday night game. Hello, Nutmeg Nation and curlers everywhere.
College Curling Nation tonight, probably. That was a Diet Coke opening.
Oh, I'm not sure about that. We're sitting here in the gondola high above Sheet C at the Nutmeg Curling Club and Media Center.
Yeah.
Spelled C-E-N-T-R-E.
Yeah, someone put up a sign that says...
Media center sign.
I don't know what happened to it. Oh, here it is, right here in front of us.
Oh, okay.
Media Centre.
I know where
Yeah.
we are.
Originally desired something like that.
High above Sheet C.
Yeah, high above
What
Sheet
about,
C.
about what, 3.5, 4 feet?
Yeah, 4 feet. Yeah, SUNY probably really sweeping that rock, trying
And
to get
I
a second
think
counter.
they may have a biter on that.
Hard to say. If we look at the overhead, I'm going to say it came up just a couple inches short.
I'd
but,
say.
Good effort.
I'd say centimeters short. That is close.
Probably about an inch and about 2 centimeters, right?
Mhm, there you go.
Now the only downside is they've now left a corner. They've left a guard. The fact that it's on a corner is a little better for them, but just the fact that they left a guard is something that Blake probably didn't want to do there with the lead. But it's out of the way. It's out of the center, and it's very tight, which means even if you get around it, they can use it to tap it back pretty easily. So not a bad result.
So I took a walk over to Press Road to take a peek at the score sheets, and there are 3 sets of draws, and there's a whole slew of 6 teams that will play their first games tomorrow morning at 8.
We've had we've had 12 of the first of the teams play tonight. There are 6 more playing in the morning tomorrow to start their tournament.
Some lumberjacks from Bowdoin are heading south into the tropics of Bridgeport here. I don't see Middlebury here, or
I don't remember
or the University of
recently having a team.
University of Maine.
University of Maine, yeah.
Oh,
Don't-
they are here.
coming, I
They're
think,
coming.
tomorrow.
Great. Awesome.
I don't see anybody from McGill or any universities in Quebec making the journey.
No Canadians. I remember there was some talk of that last year. Someone couldn't make it, or at least provisionally said they were interested.
Oklahoma was going to come.
Well, there was that too. We've had teams for it. It's tough to, if you're a college curling team, to travel really far for anything but nationals.
Plug Tweed Airport right now is
Tweed Airport in New Haven is
easy access to this thing.
easy access to Bridgeport.
We have an airport here in Bridgeport,
There may be
too.
3 or more planes that fly into there every day from some place in the world.
They only fly to Philadelphia. That is where you can go.
Ah, that's right. So is that also the flight back would be from Philadelphia? Like in would be from Philadelphia?
Yeah,
But you could connect to something through Philadelphia.
Yeah, no. You have to drive to Philly. There's no.
No one flies to Philly. Yeah, we're just talking. There is a small airport pretty close here that is very. If you can get a flight into there, that is a very convenient way of getting
And
there.
then Bradley.
Bradley's
as
not
well.
bad either, but it's about an hour.
Yeah, and then there's Westchester, which is
Some people do fly into
the wealthy
Westchester for
commuters
these
would like to
parts,
fly from.
Yeah.
Well, I would just say that SUNY Skip Ashley just dropped a
Yeah, that's a gorgeous
perfect
draw on sheet C over there, right around the guard. Leaving
Top 8.
the only way you're getting that is with the fairly long run back. That's a 8-foot run back about. All right, on sheet B.
Just threw a peel. Actually, not a peel. The shot
a
rock
hit
stuck around.
Stuck it around as
Sitting second shot.
Yeah.
I think that the SUNY team has got to. When you build a big lead, it's hard to stay focused, and they might have lost a little focus there last
you never
couple
know.
ends.
That certainly could be the case on B. Here, the big thing for them the rest of the way is keep the middle open. Make sure you have easy shots. You're probably only playing this end and one more.
There is a time factor,
yeah,
yes.
it was. I was talking to Mr. Cohen back here about that. And at 29 minutes remaining on the clock up there, which we've just hit, it's you finish the end you're in and you play one more.
So this game on sheet C is definitely 2.
Yeah, B and C will be playing 7 ends, but if they follow the rules strictly,
A
will
can
be in the 8th end, yeah, because they've already started playing their 7th.
Oh,
end.
and both sheets B and C have many rocks left to play.
Yeah, they have at least a couple here on C, so and they're already past time, so this will be a 7-end game on both B and C. B still definitely a game that's in doubt, though. I mean, yes, SUNY Poly a big favorite with a 3-point lead.
Mr. Liu just drew to the hack.
Yeah, just a little too much weight there. Jeff Hannon likes to say that's the easy shot to make in curling. Draw to
the hack. I
Yeah.
know I can do it anytime. Lead,
Yeah.
second, or vice.
But yeah, just a little too much weight there. It's going to be very hard to get to that yellow rock. He may have been trying to get around it and sit in like the back 8 or back, just nibbling the back 4. I think if you want to go after that yellow rock, though, really the run back's your only real option at this point.
Or
Now,
the
yellow,
or the peel.
Or you peel and then go after it.
Yeah.
Yellow could even go behind again and sit 2 if they make another nice draw.
You can bring it to the back house, possibly.
Possibly to the back house, back 8. Just as long as you're out counting that red. If you're not out counting it, it's actually not that bad. You might get a chance to get 3 anyway, but red could decide with a big lead just to draw another one and let you get 2, but prevent 3.
Here
So
it comes.
this is actually the.
This is about the same shot. Yeah, this is going to go to the back house and be buried, or chip it. Oh, this might. We'll see.
If it freezes at the right angle, it's going to be very hard to get rid of either of those because, well, you get rid of one, you're probably going to jam the other one. Hard to say.
Oh, that was it. No, that
I'm
was
sorry.
hammer.
Yeah, we were off. That was the. I was thinking that was her first rock.
No,
In
remember,
that
she
case,
did throw the first one. That was a
great draw
skip
for
deuce.
2.
A skip deuce for sure.
Yeah. Great draw for 2 there. Threw about the same line, same weight, and just played that same rock twice. And
Easiest thing in the world to say
too.
is throw the same shot.
yeah, so now I have it back on the overhead for sheet B. As you can see, yellow sitting 3 with the hammer. Going to be hard to set up a steal here, and they really do need to. It's good. You're good. You'll see. You can tell it's on, but You can see that big red light tells you that Alf's mic is muted. Sure.
If they're playing to the middle.
Yeah, sure.
He went out and told them.
Oh, he already went out and told them? Okay. So. And looks like just a little bit too much weight here. Slides right through the house. Yellow still sitting 3. Still plenty of rocks to come here in the 6th end.
It's official.
Well, you have to turn your mic back on.
Yeah, I know. I'm just.
Oh, you're telling me. So yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's official. The game on 7 on B and C will last 7 ends.
Yeah. Yeah, with so many teams here, it's a very tight schedule. And for tomorrow, especially, is when it's going to be tight. So
You have to be equitable with this, even though these
so the
teams
early
have an
games have to
open-ended.
play on the same time limits as the games playing tomorrow, when it's going to be a log jam to fit in 7 draws. That's a lot of draws.
Yeah, there's a lot of draws
for one day. Those are for 8-end games. Sometimes some of the college spiels in the past have done 6-end games to get more in, but I think they might have changed their rule.
We do that at the.
I forget how it works.
I thought maybe it would have been nice for my sleep schedule.
All right. I mean, yellow probably not sitting 4th there. It's close. Looking at the overhead. Yeah, red is 4th rock. Not that important because yellow scoring will pretty much.
Oh, a nice hit with a roll here could put red behind
yes,
some guards.
Exactly. So red could definitely still set up a steal.
In fact, if red rolled,
we're just heading into the skip rocks, so both teams have 2 more rocks to throw here, and yeah, hit and roll here to set up a steal to start would be good.
Good start.
I mean, if you get behind those yellow's gonna have to try to play a run back or something probably to get it. And those are never gimmies for sure.
Do you want to send a courtesy message to Dave who I should observe the rooms first and then tell him
She's got the broom down. Not much ice.
No, I think they're going to throw a pretty good amount of weight here because he wants a long roll.
Yes.
Probably like to hit like half a rock and with pretty good weight. So you don't want a deep roll either. You want to hit it. You want a fairly flat roll, but it's got to go a long way.
A lovely roll would be to go right to the yellow that's biting the.
That would be very hard to do, but it would be a great shot.
Excellent shot. That'd have to be a little more than half rock. You'd have to hit it very thick.
Yeah, you're hitting about 2/3
with super weight,
with,
then super
a ton of weight. Yeah.
Well, he's wide. He's not going to get any kind of roll here.
No, he may roll to the other one. He may tick and roll on top of the other one, which has him sitting maybe it's either second or third.
Second or third.
But the first rock he ticked went right to the button. So
wide open.
Yes. Yeah. Leaves yellow some decisions to make here. Yellow will. I feel like Blake will definitely ignore that rock if it's third.
Yes.
Given the size of his lead, he could just say I don't care and go after it. But I feel like he understands that scoring here pretty much puts him in firm control. If he's not sure, he's going to hit it though. Yeah. If he's not sure if it's who's counting, I think it makes a lot of sense to hit here because that takes a big steal out of the equation.
Yep.
Giving up a steal of 1 here is not a disaster. He doesn't want to, but this would ensure there's no way of giving up a bigger steal. Penn took 2 in the 6th, so they're now leading 11-3.
I'm broken.
We didn't give a score update after Harvard took their 2 in 6. They're now down 8-3 with 2 ends to play, or 1 end to play on that sheet because they'll only be playing 7.
Who's the person from MIT with the ball?
They just put a SUNY rock here on C into the house. Back 8. Not protected especially.
Hit coming in for Blake here. He may roll out, but it's okay. As long as he removes the red rock, he'll be happy.
Oh,
it's
yes,
removed
he did.
enough. If it had even stuck on as a biter, it would have been effectively removed.
Yes.
Red, even if there was such a shot, would not be throwing a triple here. They want to they want to hit and roll most likely to
yes.
keep something guarded. Yeah.
Yep.
And easy residents love to
Oh, now Harvard threw a better draw on C.
Yeah. Here, I'll go
Very
back.
nice.
Sorry, go back
Very
to
nice.
the,
Is it shot? That might be the question.
we can take a look in here. I will keep the action
Sneak
on
up
the
quick
camera
peek.
so you can. Well, we can look in here anyway with that.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure. It looks like red. I would guess, but it's hard to tell.
Hard to tell. Well,
Yeah.
keep it there a second. We've
I
got
wanna
an
keep it-
incoming.
okay.
We have an incoming rock right as we
We'll give
speak.
you an for the Harvard fans out there for the
Yeah,
for the Crimson. We'll let you know how it's going.
The Crimson, the Cantabs, who lost to Yale in football this season, I believe. Oh, what a pity.
Yale had a excellent season in football this year. I actually learned something about that because I was following along just because I help out with the Yale kids and I've paid a little
yes.
more attention with the Yale sports when they're doing well in hockey, football, basketball.
Yeah. Good. No, you got a good,
Yeah.
a good view now.
I learned a little something, which is that the Ivy League schools do not participate in postseason play, even though often their top couple teams in their conference are ranked in what they now call the FCS, the Championship Series.
Oh.
1AA essentially. They just don't play. Like Yale was, I think, ranked somewhere in the top 10 or 12,
Oh, wow.
but did not make these.
Oh,
16
this could be a nice roll. No, he just dead nosed it.
Oh, sorry, wrong house.
Dead
there.
nose on B, sitting
Dead
on the
nose
top
is, so
button.
a shot to really clinch the game. Although, of course, given the tiebreak situation, they will play the next end either way. Blake has to hit and remove. I won't even say he has to hit and stay. Hit and remove will pretty much more or less clinch victory in the game for SUNY Poly there. But
And it was obviously
That rock's coming more than I thought it would. How's it doing?
oh, the one
Oh,
on
we're-
C.
Yeah.
Certainly, that's
Harvard's
if it's
still
counting
well
that Harvard
buried.
rock is buried. We'll go over to that after this shot.
Oh, yeah. And shots away. Bring it back to B near.
Yeah, just so I have it when it.
I think we have a hit.
Oh, he's gonna make the hit. It's only a
Oh,
matter.
he's
if he
gonna make
sticks
the
it, and
hit.
He's gonna
Oh,
stick
he's
around
gonna
too,
stick.
So that'll be.
1, 2.
Believe it's 3. It's close. It may be 2, but 2 would be enough to give him a 5-point lead, which will be comfortable
would.
going into the final end. Now, last year at the Yale Super Spiel, though, I did see a team score 5 in the last end.
Ooh.
Patrick Wong made a double for 5 in the last end.
Yes,
to
he
tie the
did.
game.
I recollect such a shot.
Before our streaming days, so we don't have any video evidence of it, but I saw it happen. Don't tell me it didn't happen.
All right, you've switched. You are
So we switch over, yeah.
a producer extraordinaire, Edward.
So yeah, we've got. Let's take a look at the Harvard SUNY Poly 2 game.
SUNY Poly just drove a nice
Yeah, if we
draw
take a
to
look
the
at overhead.
forefoot, which is quite open, however.
You can see what we were talking about. Yellow's certainly sitting 1 now. It's not entirely clear who's sitting 2. I don't even really want to venture a guess because, like, red looks visually slightly closer.
They are
but
putting the rock right on that broom.
yeah,
The broom right on that rock.
but the
Pitched it wide. They
rocks in the back of the house may be closer than they appear on our cameras
yes.
because of,
Here it comes.
they're
Here
not
it
directly over
comes.
there.
Look at that curl.
This actually has a chance if they
Could've
play
put
it
a
right
double.
to move both. Can he?
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
Oh,
he moved that second one just enough to.
I think red is sitting too.
Yeah, I think red's sitting 2 now. Wow, nice throw there.
Wow.
There's a quick replay of the end of that.
Skinny.
Just a nice shot, which
a close shave.
yeah, tough double to make there, and that really.
It has over 50 people. There are over 50 people in the class.
They're giving up on A.
Yeah, I think given the fact that it's mathematically impossible, even given the tiebreak rules, they're probably calling it. It's 13-1 will be the final score for.
Hamilton had its moment in the sun early.
13-3. Sorry, will be the final score.
3. Oh, that's right. They did.
They
have
did
a
score a
second.
couple ends,
Yes,
which again
yes.
will be important when it comes time for tiebreaks. So.
Yes, Hamilton is. I mean,
they had their opportunities. Penn just. I mean, there were a couple big shots in the game that really let Penn build a big lead early, and Hamilton wasn't able to recover there.
Penn is not in first place with that. All right, back to
Well,
Z.
it's a little early to be worrying about that. I
no,
think.
no. That's first game, first end.
Yeah, I think, and now if we look, yellow, close again, but red looks to be counting one right now. If we go to the overhead, yellow second.
Yeah.
I just hit it to make it 2 reds again.
Skip first rock.
You can always make the double and sit 4 if you.
Oh, we have a double possibility here. Yes,
well, it's a little bit of a long double. I'll ask. Well, it'll be our play of the game at the end of the. Will be the nice little run back on A earlier. But I was gonna ask if Michael Cohn, did you see the shot Cody made early in the game?
To pick up the 5.
Yeah. But
yes,
I'll run it here as up here in our preview window. It's coming in now, is it?
Oh, here it comes.
Yep.
Bing, bing. Goodbye.
It was a very nice shot.
Just missed 6.
Yeah, it's a heck of a shot for 5.
Oh, they better sweep, and they are sweeping. And if they're off now, they get a roll. Splashed it right on the nose, Ed.
Yeah, red definitely counting 1, possibly 2.
And if yellow chooses to hit that rock, it's not going to give them any money.
No, red would certainly be counting.
Yeah.
You could get to the inside of it maybe, and there is a double there, but you have to avoid touching your yellow. Actually, even touching your yellow might not be so bad, but I think they're just going to play the hit roll or the draw around.
Yeah,
the only thing I'll say is with the score the way it is, you could be. Oh no! Yes, this makes sense. I'm sorry. Yeah, yellow absolutely wants to.
How about the tap of their? They could try the tap on their center one, but that was not much.
You could. I mean, that's it's a little tough with the guard there, but it's.
Oh, this is not heavy.
No, I don't know if they're playing it as a hit or a freeze or something. Yeah, yellow trailing here. Yeah, definitely wants to
it's
try
coming
to
in. It's coming in.
steal.
It's coming in. I didn't think it was going to reach the house.
This would be nice. It might just be a corner. Getting right by it's going to be a little.
And
but it is counting.
It is shot.
Yeah, it is shot for sure.
Hammer time coming.
So this is it for Harvard here. Hit for at least 2 if they make it and stick around.
Bill is.
Depending on what you do here, there are ways to get a whole lot of points, but those are more difficult because you'd have to remove that back yellow too. It's certainly there, but it's.
I see what you talk about.
Yes,
that's reminiscent. That's reminiscent of Patrick's double.
Yeah, from last year.
That was. This is a similar setup. Although I think his rock was actually
wider, and it was interesting in the last year because there was a rock sort of almost in the way of the path between the double, but not quite. It turned out he just barely avoided it. No, I mean the thing is with the score the way it is, you're not going to play for the double. You're going to
simple hit here.
Yeah, you want to make sure you make contact with the rock.
This is the end of the match, last rock of the match too, I believe.
Yes, of course. So beyond 1, the points don't matter here. They do want to get there.
Not at all.
They do want to get their point here.
I think they could sweep really hard right now.
Yeah, they got to go.
Plan B.
The tiebreaker will not matter. If you go 3-0, you are the winner.
Yeah.
And they might jam on the back one, but that won't actually leave them counting. Yellow will still be out counting them, so that's going to be a steal of 1 for SUNY Poly 2. And while that's not enough for them to come back and win the game, it does mean another end victory for SUNY Poly. So a good finish for them and some good work on improving their tiebreakers late in the game. And the final score is going to be, I believe, 8-4 in favor of Harvard. So Harvard jumps out to a 1-0 record.
We'll finish up the match on sheet B here.
Yeah, our final end on B is going to be the 7th also. So
they got a lot of rocks left here.
They do have a lot of rocks left. Yellow making sure they're running red out of rocks here first and foremost. By if they hit this one, I think they're up 5, and hitting this one will make sure that they can't lose the game. Might be a little light for a takeout. Could get it out of there.
No, I think
just
not.
enough. Yeah, it's going to push it out by a few
soft.
feet. Very good. So that leaves us with a nice looking 3 yellows here in the front of the house. And red having the hammer, I think, they're looking at blasting. And now in a situation where the number of points you score isn't so important, but winning the end is just
winning an
blow
end.
it up and
yeah. And the weight is on.
Oh yeah, he threw a lot of that one.
Yeah, I think he pulled back a little. He didn't extend on the release. Got one. Right on the nose.
Got one and stays sort of corner frozen in that second one. That's a nice place to leave your rock
Yes,
because
yes. Hard to remove cleanly.
yeah, there's a little space, so you definitely can. He has to get to the inside of it, but not too far to the inside of it to push you through the hole. Nose actually might get it done, but it's close. Nose might slip underneath the second yellow, but certainly can't be. There's a lot of angles where you end up jamming on the.
Is there a chance that both yellows could go out on any kind of a takeout here with the double jam?
If you threw it hard enough, yeah. You have to throw it pretty hard because I think you have to hit it. The way they're throwing, I think it would have to come across the face, come to the low side of the red rock to get the right angle to double jam, and that means you have to throw it, probably peel.
Which he doesn't
and
want to do.
And he's not going to throw.
No,
yeah, he's not going to throw that much weight.
He should be throwing. Well, you never know. They're young, and
they're going the other way at it and throwing a lot of weight. So yeah, this should be okay though. There is benefit to throwing a lot of weight because unless you hit it just wrong, you make sure that red rock goes if you do partially jam.
This looks pretty good. This looks pretty good for a chip. This is an excellent chip.
Actually, it's going to be close to nose. Going to get rid of one and slide under, like I suspected on the nose. Gets under, leaves two yellows. So.
In the middle.
Although what's interesting to think about here is with red already running out of rocks, and it's hard to think this way to go. I've played in point spiels where sometimes it's hard to figure out.
Yeah, you have to finish
the only thing
end.
that matters is whether he wins the end or not. He could have just ignored that rock and tried to guard his point or get a better steel rock.
That's true. That's true.
I didn't even think about it in here, so I certainly don't blame him for thinking about it out there until after it happened. Just an odd quirk of playing this end out when the outcome of the game as a whole is not in doubt.
This one's too close. I don't know what happened. Like she and 4 and 5, they just caught up a lot.
Who's the vice we have here for? It's on sheet B.
For sheet B? For which team?
Yeah, for this is.
Polly Harrington.
Tufts, Polly Harrington.
Polly Harrington.
Well, she's curled before, apparently.
Well, she looks like she has a very nice delivery, and
she just not going to stick around, I'd say.
Just going to hit and maybe just push it behind the. Well, pushing it back.
They're trying. Oh.
Yeah, it's actually, it's not a complete miss because moving a rock that far deep is, again, in an end where it's whoever scores is what matter. That rock's not going to.
So you might get a point if you were scoring that shot?
Yeah.
Maybe one?
It's hard to, it's probably a 1 out of 4 because it's not as bad as it could be. Moving with the hammer, trying to make sure, in this case, again, with the game ahead of reach, it's really hammers trying to get 1, right? Make sure they score.
Yep.
That rock's not in a bad place if you're trying to score.
Good point.
Polly Harrington had nobody she wanted to say hello to, but she did tell us that she rows. So she does not just curl. She's also a rower.
She sits in the boat.
Yeah, sits in a boat.
Man in boat. I'm going to be in Philadelphia this spring for watch some rowing on the Schuylkill for the Dad Invitational, I believe it's called. I forget exactly.
Okay, so that rock does come right to the top of the button. Looks very nice there, but
very nice.
Tyler Page gonna probably just hit it, remove it. Might be in his best interest actually to roll away from the guard a little bit, so that there's no run back that would leave them guarded. If you wanted to score 2, he'd certainly want to go behind the guard, but with only needing to score 1, staying open is probably better.
Oh, Tyler's going back and forth. Oh, there's more rocks.
There were 3 rocks left there. I was missing a rock, and the way they were talking made it look like.
And Tyler was missing a rock.
And Tyler did not realize that rock was there. Yeah. So. Okay, so 1 more rock for Polly here, who in fact, as we now see, is wearing a shirt that says Lakeside Crew on it, so she certainly does row.
I would assume, though, she's actually not on the side of the lake. She's probably well in
on
the lake.
Yes, that seems like it's likely. Shots
Looking
away.
good,
I
looking
feel like
good.
this is going to be just about on nose or maybe a slight roll away, which
Looking good.
is about perfect.
Right on nose.
Yeah, that's fine. Good rock. So actually 4 rocks remaining in this game right now. We have ways to go before the game ends. But not much of a decision to make for Blake. He's going to hit here. By contrast, he would like to roll behind the guard.
Yes. It's empty.
I'm just gonna go with them. I'm just gonna go with them. Yeah.
We're just gonna go ahead.
Yeah. I don't know what time. But I'll text you. Are you gonna come?
Is he a left-hander as well?
I don't know.
Yes. Yeah, Blake, like me, a member of the Left-Handed Curlers Guild. There is a left-handed world championship up in Canada every year. I forget where it is, where your whole team has to be left-handed.
Oh, he might get a roll.
It's a little tight, but he just slips by it and gets the...
What a perfect roll.
Wow.
That's quite exceptional.
Yeah, beautiful shot there. Take another look at that one. Just the perfect line to get it to slip under the guard. So 2 shots left with the hammer, though. They can just whack those front yellows. This is probably the easiest way to open things up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And still having a draw, even if he
right, of course,
removes
he
the
still
guard.
has another rock. You want to clean up the front a little bit, though, if you can.
Oh yeah. Be nice to get them both out if you could.
Whoops, I'm looking. We're going to watch the replay again because I didn't. I set it to show the replay again. So another look at that nice hit and roll from Blake. Now let's look at the the far house view, just so you can see the Skip and Vice, Tyler and Polly discuss exactly what they want to do here. And yeah, you definitely want to make this as a double. It's okay if your rock doesn't stick around.
True.
So we have some wonderful names in this spiel. All Game of Thrones themed, and Alf's going to run through a little bit. We have Handle of the King. We have Casterly Rock. These are all Game of Thrones themes. We have the Iron Stones, the King's Guard, Valerian Steel, Steal.
L from Colgate.
From Colgate, yes. The Front House Fray, good alliteration there, as we discussed. The Redstone Wedding.
Harvard.
Yes. Gendry's Hammer. Full White Walker. River Runback. Red Sweep. And I see the Free Guard Cities, Peter Rinklage, Crowhard, Castle Tap Black.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's a good. That's a kudos on that one.
So I believe the names were all come up by Michael Cohen and Chelsea Blink. So great job on those. Very thematic.
All right, here we go. We've got the skips in position, bringing the weight, throwing the out turn. Skippers are running after, sweepers running after it.
Not touching it. Looks like he's going to get he might get both here. This is
Oh,
close.
yeah.
Oof, gets one. The other one nicks the other one. Needed to curl up maybe another inch. Another inch and he would have got the double there. Still got rid of the one he needed to get rid of. Blake's goal now going to be to make it as hard as possible for them to have a draw or an easy hit for one. It looks like he's thinking to try and get these 2 parallel guards the draw of the button.
Yep.
Make him probably force him to make a double to get his one. Quick decision though, Blake coming down to throw the rock. We can do a little production work here now when we can actually watch Blake get it settle into the hack.
Oh, there we go. Sure.
Throw his rock.
Are you sure?
If you throw Legos in there, like I probably would have died.
Like I said before that Blake wanted to say hi to Audrey Foote, so if you weren't watching before but you are now, hi Audrey. Alright, here comes Blake. rock away. Just wants to land it as we come up here on the...
Right on the 4, top 4.
Yeah, top 4 would be great. Doesn't need to be perfect.
Well, he expects perfection, I accept. That's not light, though. Not light at all.
Light's better than heavy. Although, I mean, if they... but taking it too far heavy is not going to... Yeah, this is going to go probably right through. Okay, so now it's up to Paige. What do you want to... sorry, not Paige. It's up to...
Tyler?
Tyler Page is his name. Well, I could have maybe. I was just referring to him by his last name.
A simple hit, possibly
Page to throw the hit or the draw based on what he's more comfortable throwing. Draw has to be full 4. Hit, he has to stay within the full 8. And it looks like he's opting for the draw.
Wow, that's impressive considering that he doesn't have a very big scoring area to draw to.
No, he has to hit the 4 foot. About mostly in the 4 foot to count. This is up to every skip. I mean, there's a decision of how
you want
far
to be a
off
skip.
You have to be on the hit. You have to be, given the fact that they have a second rock in the house, you have to be fairly close to nose to make
I might think of throwing a draw, maybe back 8 weight right at
it.
Right at
he's
it.
switched, by the way.
Now he's going for a full hit. Oh, that's...
yeah, I think if you throw the hit, you should throw control or whatever down weight is comfortable that you've already thrown. You know the line for something control or less. But if the only thing he's thrown is normal, then throwing normal is what you throw.
Well, he just threw that 1 takeout, so he's replicating his pass shot. So that's a good sign.
If he already knows the line, he wants to throw the same weight. That's fine.
He's doing the out turn again, and he is away.
Tyler.
He pushed. Oh my word! Oh, he pushed it. That can't be good.
Yeah, really shoved it out.
No, and it shows. It cost him.
Yeah, threw more weight than he had to there, unfortunately, and just really pushed it out. So that will be 2 for SUNY Poly. Final score will be 14-7. SUNY Poly wins by a touchdown. Good football score there, with
a 5-point
and wins 5 ends but
5 ends to 2.
5 ends to 2 for the purposes of our tiebreakers. So we'll be back here in the morning. I won't be here for the earliest draw, which is at is it 7 a.m. tomorrow? We have a draw.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ed, for your
I'll
commentary.
be here for the 9:30 draw to do some commentary. Looks like Fabian will be on the mic according to our schedule for Saturday at 7 a.m. So that'll be fun. And I'll be back for a couple draws. We'll have some guest commentators, some even people not from Nutmeg are coming by to you can take a look here. Yeah, we have
we do have a special guest
coming back.
I see. We have a special guest.
Someone with her, so that's something to look forward to. A former college curler, we'll say.
Now, I was at the. We went to the last Monday. The Sound Tigers came here and left some tickets, and I went down to the game and saw a few people from Nutmeg there. Yeah. And the voice that wafted over the PA system had a terrible likeness to Britt Bisson.
Really?
And I would like to find out if he was in fact manning the PA
Britt Bisson
announcement.
Will be back here for the Sunday draws, by the way, for anyone who if it's any Nutmeg people out there listening and have heard him before. So they'll be doing the finals with me and doing the earlier draw Sunday as well. So.
Good evening, Ed. And
I'm gonna let it go out on the collected highlights that we did earlier in the day, so people can watch a little highlight reel on the way out. But that'll be all from us, and we'll see you tomorrow morning for more college curling here at the Super Spiel.
Cue up the music.
Yeah, if we had music, we'd be playing it now. Have a good night, everyone.
Let's see. Wait a second.
No, don't.
No music.
We'll do. I'll set it up to the computer at some point because it's easier to do it that way. No, it won't sound good if you do it.
No, it won't sound good at all. You kill the sound?
No, I didn't.
Oh, great. Oh, great.